Hi, YouTube. We have a bunch of, random brothers and sisters in the chat and everyone in between yelling, hell yeah, Now, this is a prime symptom of a major mental health disorder called hype. No, I'm kidding. Guys, I'm super fucking excited to jump into this. I do have a lot of questions, though. I do have a lot of fucking questions surrounding where this is going to go. Because we saw Melt, the beauty that is Melt. And I think that is something that needs to be highlighted and showcase the growth of his character and how he's come from, right? Melt just absolutely fucking killed it last week. But this week, I have some serious questions. We're going into the heavy hitters of this play. So, with so much talent, how do you not override the overall production that is being presented there? How does it not take away from the overall show or your overall message that you're trying to get across? That is the main question that I'm going to go and throw out there to you guys. I know the answer. The more I'm thinking about this, I'm like, you have Aqua, you have Akane, you have Kana, you have all these like star players. How do you go about situations so that way the play doesn't get overshadowed? I know it from an acting perspective, but that's my question to you guys. Do you guys know what you have to do in that scenario? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Fucking throwing the ball over to your court. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys are ready. You can ask the question now, Zictor. Feel free. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're ready. Hit that like button, comment, subscribe, that whole ordeal. Share, come and join us every Friday for Oshinoko Fridays. And let's go right into it. Let's fucking go, dude. Let's fucking go. I'm waiting for Zictor's question. I'll answer it when I see it pop up. Let's go. The thing about them competing with their acting does not make much sense to me. What do you mean? Is it a real thing? In theater? Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. In the world of theater? Hold on. That's an excellent question, Zictor. In the world of theater, you often see people compete with one another to try and see how they can better themselves, right? Even with acting abilities, it comes into the terms of like who can embody the scene more, either collaboratively or against one another in situations like that. And even past that, this is where the issue comes in, which is when it comes to actual playtime, right? When it comes to the point of the production, one of the big issues that comes in is, are you a main lead or are you a supporting character? What is your role? And this was the greatest thing I've ever heard from one of the directors, right? What is your role in this production? Are you a lead or are you a supporting character? And if you're a lead or a supporting character, like let's say it's getting to a point of toxicity, right? Do you want the people to remember you or to remember the production? That is something you always have to keep in mind while acting. Like, how can I elevate myself to be of great standard and everyone else around me while at the same time not detracting from everyone else in the production? That is the way that you actively have to think about, like, whenever you're doing a play. Like, how do I elevate myself and the others around me to be at a competitive level while at the same time not taking away from the overall production and the quality of the production that's there, right? That is what a good theater production company and crew would go ahead and do, you know? And by the way, sorry for yapping, guys. I don't know what the fuck that's got to do with anything, but sorry for yapping. That's just me and my fucking theater, brother. Ah! Holy fuck. Actually, hold on. Let me see if I can show you guys. I'm going to show you guys one picture. This was me and my production crew and my theater crew. I know you guys can probably barely see it. You see that face right there? You guys can probably barely see that. That's Brady. This is Brady right here. That's Brady. I know. Hold on. Let me zoom out. I'm right here. that is one of the key aspects that I always like to showcase is, like, putting on productions and doing stuff like this. You really get to see the best and sometimes the worst in people, big negative on that image. Yeah. Brady is we did our masters together. He's another therapist friend of mine. He's currently living in the same area that I am. So, yeah, we do very similar content in that regard. No worries, Rick. Woo! What a good fucking opening. It's still not, doesn't beat Idol to me, but it's a good opening. It's a better opening the more that we've seen it. Yeah, I know. We did it. We didn't stop at all for the most part. What would the significance of Alka holding Ruby's hands, leading her in the OP mean? I think in a big aspect of this, and this is just something to touch on, right? I think this is going to be a collaborative aspect. Why? And I know what you guys might be thinking. These steps, very interesting that it's kind of shown. Is it the ending of, like, ending one with Aqua going up and down these stairs? Very similar stairs that just infinitely keep going up. And it's interesting how now they're being portrayed as though it's being in the stage, right? And he's leading Ruby there. And that's a big aspect. Spoke too soon. We got opening analysis. We always get opening analysis, Silver. That's the main regard with it, though. Is I feel as though this might be a situation where Aqua might be leading Ruby until a bigger revelation. Ruby and Aqua might team up. There's this great, like, happy-go-lucky picture on the outside, but in the entertainment industry, is things really happy-go-lucky? Are things really happy-go-lucky in the entertainment industry, ladies and gentlemen? Probably not. There's probably a lot of fucking facades and shit like that thrown out there. Why does I in the audience scares you? I have a question for y'all, and I don't know. Of course, I don't fucking know the answer to this. How much more does the director know? How much more information does the director maybe know or have if they're being highlighted in an aspect with Mami Miyako, but the president is actually in the shadows here, right? If that's who we think it is, right? How much more and it could, like, does he actually fully know? Does he have maybe like particular information? He knows they are Ice Kids, I guess. Don't know though. Oh, I would assume so. I would fucking assume so at this point. Looking at the way that he's actually highlighted in a similar row as Mami Miyako, for me mentions that he has similar and or more information. That along with, like, yeah. I'm just wondering, man. I'm just fucking wondering. I feel as though is that the president? That has to be the fucking president, brother. I know we talked about it previously. So, regard. He's closer to the group than Ichigo. Exactly. I think he suspected but chose not to dig. Not the president, director. So that's the main regard I'm trying to highlight. What does that mean? Chat. He has something, doesn't he? He knows something more than the other three, doesn't he? He knows something more than the other three does. Like I can almost bet fucking money on it. I can almost bet fucking money that like he actually has more information on I, and probably it has something just based off of this. The director. The director. The only reason I'm showcasing this is because Aqua and Ruby are both holding on the sticks, right? Showcasing that they're still loving to believe this version of I, right? This version of I that's being, the idol I, the one that's in front of all the spotlights. Even Mami Miyako has one hand unsure and one hand like going for it as though she might just be doing it. However, the director's not there. Even though the director was in the previous shots leading up to this, the director does not have any single thing from it. However, he's important enough to be in the previous shots as support, as whatnot, in the movie versions of this. So it makes me wonder, what does the director have? What does the director have? This looks like it's the director's POV. But the director was right next to Mami Miyako. He wasn't that far behind her. I'm just wondering, man. And I'm about to ask something, and this is going to sound weird. Are you guys ready for this? This is going to sound fucking weird, and I know it already. I apologize in advance. Gomenasai. Does the director, or did the director actually interact with the dark version of I? Did the director interact with the more, like, not the I that is in the spotlight, but more like the I that is not in the spotlight? That is my question for you guys. Because for me, this whole semblance of even Mami Miyako holding up a stick, holding up a glow stick for that version of I, is just, it's scratching my fucking brain. And I don't know if that makes sense. But for me, I'm looking at this and this is just, it's making me wonder, did he interact or does he know maybe not the spotlight idol version of I, but more of a more grounded or nuanced version of it? I never noticed Miyako in this part. Anyway, I don't know if I'm right, if I'm wrong, but just from this scene, it paints a fucking picture. Into they interact that much. Guardian, here's the thing though. If he didn't know anything about her, he would be with some glow sticks. Even Mami Miyako's unsure. It's 50-50, right? While the kids are all in an adoration of Mami I, Mami Miyako is just one hand in, one hand out. And the director doesn't even have anything whatsoever. Hi, welcome on in, Rimuru. Recently rewatched a music video that came out for the first season. It was nice. You just reminded me of it talking about I. Oh, fuck. She made it. Ruby, why do you hurt me like this? Señorita Ruby, ¿por qué me haces daño así? Mi pobrecito corazón no puede. No puede. I want to see the bicolor braid girl already. Hey, yo, YouTube viewer here. Just watch your previous reaction. Nice timing, Nick. Nice timing. Welcome on in. So, question for you guys. if I was a rabbit and we have crows, what is Ruby? If I was a rabbit and we have crows making a very important appearance, what is Ruby? Ruby, best girl, a cutie. She's my precious. Let's go. Because this whole aspect of like, you know, taking personification of like animals makes me wonder like what people adopt in that way. Oh. How old is Aqua real quick? How old is Aqua real quick? Y'all need to give me a rundown real quick. Wait, 16, 17, 16? And I had him when she was 16, right? 15. If only I had lived. If only I had lived. Ladies and gentlemen, I would take one for the team. I got that. We're good. You know, modern day, that's all good. By the way, I really quickly want to go to say this. Hey, whenever I say something like that, it's a fucking joke. Jesus Christ. Some people are like, oh my God. It's going to be like, oh, she's eating this piece of bread. Oh, it's going to be like, oh, I wish I was that bread. Take a fucking joke, bro. Jesus Christ. There are people out there that literally can't joke about, right? And stepping up. I know I'm about to be the father they wanted, brother. The father they needed. Like, there are legitimately just people out there that like really get hurt at the fact that we joke about certain things. And it's like, hey, actually, if you have a professional, right, and this is just being very shit up about it, that can't joke about certain things, that is really uncomfortable, especially if they can't be like personable, if they can't be empathetic, and if they can't represent the area that they're in, right? He only thinks about Akane and the first day as a father. Aqua to be to the psychologist. Oh, 100%. 100%. So that's the main regard with that. All right, you guys ready? Set. Let's go. Let's go. I just like to fucking joke around because some people were a little like, Ed puts on his hat and he jokes around. Is that like, you know, is that even okay? Yeah, dude, it's called having fun. Like, it's a fucking stream. Be entertaining.
よくも私の身内を痛めつけてくれたわね。一丁倍にして返してあげる。
これ以上先に攻め入るというなら、我々渋谷クラスターが黙っていませんよ。効果音とセリフがかぶった。言い直すか。
ごちゃごちゃうるさいわね。
Very real. Very fucking and Kana allowed him the opportunity to probably say the fucking line again. Very fucking real. In theater, sometimes you will go ahead and like step on each other's lines, right? It happens. Sometimes people play the wrong line at the wrong time. Sometimes people play the wrong sound effect at the wrong time. Little snippet, little like that plays into it. One time, forgot the name of the play, had a prop gun, right? It's supposed to do it. It's supposed to be a blackout, and then it's supposed to like sound effect, you know, like you know, it's supposed to go off. They played it before the blackout, right? So, right, like it goes off, right, the blackout, and then it goes off again. My line to cover up, because earlier in the play, we had this joke that I was a bad shot, right? I was not supposed to say anything. As soon as it goes off, right, during the blackout again, I say, oh, you know, I told you I was a bad shot, right? Which was kind of funny, but at the same time saved the aspect. It's a comedy play, so we're able to go to do it. We were able to go ahead and move on with like that snafu and keep going. Shit like this happens. It's live theater. Live theater is magic. Like, live theater is magic, but you got to think on your feet. And you got to be able to go and help out others to get their lines in there.
ただの肉塊になれば、その口も静かになるのかしら。渋谷クラスタなんて知ったことじゃない。全員切り倒して 私たちがこの国を取る。
アドリブ。こいつ圧倒的に受けがうまい。
Oh.
観客が聞こえなかった渋谷クラスターという初出ワードを剣が言いそうなセリフに再構築。
Yep.
間の取り方も自然だ。
She's good. She's fucking good. But is she too good? Why do you think that that can cause an issue? Especially if this keeps continuing, right? In instances where she might be jumping in and saving lines, or maybe matching other people's performances. The number one issue why I'm talking about this is she too good? Comes from the aspect of if as a supporting character you keep saving lines, what are you paying more attention to? Like as an audience member, if you start picking up on certain things, what are you paying more attention to? The production or the individual that keeps shining through? Because she's no longer a supporting character. And this is where you got to be careful. And this is in scenarios like this where it's like doing it once or twice, amazing, right? But the other individuals that are in the lead roles should be able to step up in that way. But only the crew noticed. Even the crew, Walking Dead, your energy on stage will be able to go ahead and pick up from situations like this. And if you're a lead or someone that's supposed to be a little bit more of a supporting role, what do you think will happen in that scenario? All of a sudden, it's like, okay, I already, like, you're going to start relying on Kana to start doing certain things. You're going to start relying on that person to start covering if you drop. You might start getting sloppy, or you might even start wondering, like, hey, you know what? Like, it's getting to this point. So you got to be, it's a careful line you got to go from believable to unbelievable, and from it being a show about you versus it being a show about others. True, I was cut for overshadowing the main lead. Exactly. Exactly.
さすが年齢イコール芸歴の役者は違うな。どんな無茶をしても受けてくれそうな安心感がある。こんなにやりやすい相手は初めてだ。さすがに2対1は分が悪いですね。また日を改めてお会いしましょう。
こら逃げるなボキナス。このタルタルチキン。
Bro, that's sick. That is so sick that it just rotates like that. That is so sick, man. That is so fucking sick that it just rotates like that. I get it. I can't even fucking lie, bro. I'm jealous. I want to act on a stage like this, like have it full on rotate on over. Whoo, 2.5. It spins.
何も考えてないバカの集まりですよ。名刀の契約者を全員倒せばそれでいいと思ってる。どうします？あいつら攻めてきますよ。
俺は姫の懐刀だ。持ち主の指示に従うだけ。
君に意見を求めたのが間違いでしたね。少しは人間味というものを持ったらどうですか。鞘姫様、ご決断を。
Oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah, so now the question that I was gonna this stage is fucking crazy. The question that I was gonna go ahead and have is, we already know that there's some difficulty in this. How do you approach this character while showcasing who they are? Sometimes you have two different approaches, right? You have the Yap Master 9000. This is what I like to call it whenever an author thinks that writing 8 pages for a character to monologue is a good way to showcase exposition, where they're like, hold on, maybe we gotta do this right. Well, well, you see, you're not fully understanding the true power that comes in from from me being here. I'm actually an evil villain who has decided to take over this world because Math Man is attacking us with all of his fractions and divisions. He is no more than, no less than, but equal to everyone around him. But he doesn't know if you multiply by 0, you are 0, right? It's this full on just fucking a yap center of control, right? Where all they do is just fucking yap nonstop about nonsense. And for one aspect, I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get it. It can be cool, right? It can be cool. Math Man. By the way, I don't know if you guys got it. I thought that was pretty smart. No more than, no less than, but equal to. I'd be fucking spitting monologues I talk no jutsu in the middle of things. But when it comes to a scenario, sometimes less is better too, right? How can you showcase your character in a couple of lines or like a monologue or less? How can you showcase a character with only a monologue? With something like lines of a page or less? How can you showcase intent with maybe even just staging? How can you showcase like motivation and whatnot? You gotta truly embody your character. Actions, staging, how you deliver your lines. That is fucking key. I'm sorry. This is just getting me going, brother. This is just getting me fucking going, brother.
ここは脚本リテイクで最も変わった部分。
Oh shit, they give him more lines?
長めだったさや姫のセリフはカット。動きだけでボスとしての威厳、新宿との対立を表現してほしいシーンなのだけれど。
Oh shit.
刀を抜けば血が流れる。ですが、戦わねば守れないものもあるのでしょう。
Right.
合戦です。
God! God! 3 fucking sentences, brother! 3 fucking sentences! That's all it fucking took! 3 sentences! Oh, brother, the delivery. Now comes the outshiner. Team Akane always. Let me get a beer. Holy fuck, I need a drink after those sentences. Give me a second. Holy fuck, brother. Woo. By the way, this is my after work attire. I actually took like a 20-minute nap before I started streaming. Yes, I'm not going to be wearing a suit and tie and a fucking turtleneck for streams to be a professional. Oh, yeah, let me go ahead and come in here and be like, well, let's talk. Bro, it's 120 degrees outside. It's 120 degrees outside. I'm going to wear my fucking PJs, Hawaiian shirts, and coming in here and just chilling the fuck out, you know? Wear a deer. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We cozy, brother. Where the dino shirt at? Don't worry, expensive. Yeah, I know what the fucking happened, brother. That's what fucking scares me. But that is so good. This is such a good way of showcasing characters, though. In showcasing like the motivations within characters. Exactly. Professional does not equal formal. And people that think that I would like wear pajama sets and shit to work, or you know, dress unprofessionally to work or unformal to work, or especially in a director's position, is a little wild. Whenever we look at a situation like this, we have to understand, though, this is how you'd make characters happen. I would prefer characters that showcase their motivations like this rather than a Yap King 9000, right? You don't even have a clipboard. If I wore pajamas in a therapy office, I'd fall asleep. Those places are too dim. Anyway, let's keep going, guys. Exactly.
カットされたさや姫の思いもこの演技なら伝わる。前の脚本によった矛盾点が全部クリアされてる。あの子すごい。
Oh no.
新宿と渋谷、相入れることのない2つの徒党はついに決戦の時を迎え。
I'm guessing he's the narrator. I love the fucking outfit. I'm not gonna lie. Brother. That's too fucking sick. Ah, this stage. What the, bro? I'm so fucking jealous. This stage. Oh, oh. The rage is just fucking going, brother.
通りだきゃその首置いてきな面白い
行きなブレイド。ここは私たちが引き受ける。刻み
Ram?
もう目とケツ
Ram?
つけてきな。
任せろ
Is that Rem? Rem, you're not supposed to be here until tomorrow. That's a ReZero day. What are you doing?
さや姫は奥の間だ
一気に突っ切れ。
懐かしい顔ぶれですね門名あなたもここまでたどり着けるとは思いませんでしたよ刻みさん僕よりも弱いあなたが俺は確かに弱いさけどな仲間がいるからここまで来れた
Oh, let's go.
決着つけるぞ門名
Let's
何
go.
度やっても結果は同じですよんなことはやってみなきゃわかんねえだろ
As awkward as this might be, and I get it, right? Because a lot of people expect the normal thing of like, oh, the characters are facing the thing. For the audience, they love shit like that. Audience love, like, you know, they would rather see full frontal in this aspect than like you turning your back and trying to deliver lines. Another way that they could have staged this that would have helped was if they would have gone ahead and gone in like a more towards like an angle, a bank angle, and had the individual just step a little bit forward to deliver the lines, right? So audience, is the screen shifting or is it just me? I hope it's not. It's a full frontal, you'll say. Yes. Yes.
ザコどもは任せる俺は敵の大将を潰すこの戦最速で片付けるお前強そうだなその実力試してやれや
Oh.
あれ、無我夢中で走ってたら私だけついちゃった。
What a cutie.
これは私がさや姫を倒
What a
して
cutie.
あいつらをギャフンと言わせる調子では。出てきなさい鬼の姫。
What is this budget? What the fuck is this? Wow! Jesus! Bro, what the... What in the world is this budget, bro? Unlimited budget works. What the fuck, bro? She can make me worse defotable stage plays. Oh, shit.
あんたがさや姫ね。根血。あなたも根血は純血に劣ると思っているのですか。
Hey, yo. It's a bit of a touchy subject to touch on, Akane. Wait a minute. Hey, yo, Akane.
愛も変わらず、私の演技が正しいみたいな顔してくれて、何がそんなに気に入らないのかしらね。刀を抜きなさい。あなたにはこれで十分です。舐めてくれて。負けないよ、かなちゃん。
Good.
私はあなたがいたからここにいる。昔のことなんてあなたは覚えていないだろうけど、ずっとずっと。
It's interesting that she's saying that. It makes me wonder. So if Kana was maybe her like aspiration point, what was Akane's childhood like? Like that's just something that pops up just from saying something like this. You probably don't remember what happened way back when. Blah 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 blah. I'll share this. I'll share a little bit of my own journey here, and that way you guys can go ahead and understand. When I was a kid, I was really fascinated with the aspects of the mind, right? What makes people people? Why can we connect with people and why can't we connect with people? Why do some people get really nervous when talking and others don't? When I was a kid, I would literally, I'll demonstrate, right? I'll fucking demonstrate. Literally just like, I don't know. Be like sitting down and just fucking like taking a random ass book, reading it while Dragon Ball Z was on the fucking TV, right? So there I am reading a fucking like, like, oh, here's like emotions revealed. Here's like the very base like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, or like an ecological aspects of Brofenbrenner, or how like here's how we're able to go ahead and understand the aspects of self and habits. And there were some of the really crappy books, not crappy books, but like, yeah, I'm pretty sure all of you guys have seen it, which is like the 9 successful steps to be a leader, or what was the other one, like 7, like, how to get someone to like you in 90 seconds or less. Like you guys know which books I'm talking about. Like, pretty sure we've all had them at like some point in time, right? So I remember sometimes just sitting there and reading stuff, and the 7 ways to waste your money fast, essentially. And one of the key aspects that, like, I say aspects, but things that like stands out to me, is because you guys have to remember, I'd come home from school, it'd be 3-4 p.m. I had an hour to read, and do homework. Roughly an hour, 30 minutes before I had to do martial arts, because my dad, from the age of 3 till 18, when I moved out of the house, it was essentially from 5 to 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m., you will do martial arts. You will practice how to kick. You will practice how to punch. You will literally go to the dojo and train nonstop Monday through Friday. That was my dad's mentality, because it's a generational thing, right? So 8:30, you get off, eat, read a little bit more, play a little bit of video games, and get ready for the next day. So it was a nonstop cycle where, for me, it's like I got a lot of my reading done at school. Sometimes I had to go home and just like, read what I could. And for me, that's sort of what sparked up a lot of my own curiosity as to like what makes humans humans and what makes me me. And to even preface this, I remember my first year, going into high school, right? Doing theater and stuff, and actually starting to do really, really well, because I was able to understand a lot of like character motivations, because I was able to go ahead and understand like, hey, this person isn't just acting because these are the lines to say. This character's acting this way because when he was a kid, this was an issue, a fundamental issue that he had being met, So it's just certain things like that inspired me as a kid growing up, doing music, like playing stuff like that like helped me become the person that I am today. It was just like understanding selves. And I guess that question comes over to you guys, which is, if you guys were to give your own backstory, what would you highlight in that? That is genuinely so cool. Yeah, now I'm a psychologist. So, what elements would you say? Hey, you know what? I remember going to school, playing video games, playing Halo. I remember playing Halo with my dad. That was fucking insane. He was pretty good. My darkest time. And for you as well, right? Anyway, with that being said, let's keep going, guys.
だろうけど
Kind of wonder about Akane.
ずっと何年も私はこの時を待っていた。
Oh, kind of. Oh. Oh, baby, Akane.
茜は本当にかなちゃんが大好きね。
だってすごいんだよ。10秒で泣ける天才子役なんだよ。可愛くて。
Is she me? Wait a fucking minute. Is she me? Senor Pinguino, what the fuck are you doing with Akane? I guess Loki didn't fucking destroy you. You just got isekai'd over to Akane. As if the eyeball isn't enough. Oh no. Oh no. He's part of the backstory, brother. She kidnapped him, brother. Oh no.
巻き戻してママ。
茜は本当にかなちゃんが大好きね。
だってすごいんだよ。10秒で泣ける天才子役なんだよ。可愛くて、お芝居上手で、大人相手でもハキハキおしゃべりできて。
Oh, she's adorable.
すごいな、すごいな。
なら茜も演技やってみるか？
あら、いいんじゃない？こないだ児童劇団のパンフレットもらったのよね。
ほら。
私にはできないよ。私人見知りだし、怖がりだし、何にもできないし。
Oh.
そういう引っ込み思案なところも治るかもよ。
そうそう。かなちゃんとお友達になれるかもしれないぞ。
Theater and the arts are fantastic for getting kids out of their shell. I'll say it louder for the people in the back. Theater and the arts, performing arts, fine arts, whatnot, are wonderful at helping kids and adults get out of their shell. This is great parenting. I love their fucking... I know, great parents on this channel? What? But the reason I'm highlighting this is, like, please try it out. I'm going to ask this, and it's a very simple question and something to consider as well. Sports too, absolutely begorge. When was the last time, in a non-dirty way, and I have to preface it this way, that you played with yourself? This is why I prefaced it with in a non-dirty way. When was the last time that, like, you played with toys? When was the last time that you, like, you know, were being imaginative and, like, you know, doing certain things? Or is your stigma now for you? No video games. Your own imagination. When was the last time you painted? When was the last time you drew? When was the last time that, like, you actually took some time to play music or mess around? Yesterday? Good. 11 years old. I just wrote a poem yesterday. Good. Keep doing so. Oftentimes, one of the biggest things that that we see is individuals who lost or singing to myself. No, Lena, you gotta like, you know, you gotta be silly about it, big about it. You gotta be able to go and play the way that you would, like, when you were a kid, right? Well, like, in some scenario, it's my homework that I should be doing right now. I feel like I do this all the time. The reason why I highlight this is some of you guys, so a lot of the times what you get is a lot of individuals, as we grow up, we keep putting on the social stigmatic lens where it's not okay for us to paint or play or be silly. We have to act professional all times. And that stigmatic lens of social, like, you know, society in general is not true, right? Play. Be silly. At the end of the day, we're homo ludens. We're individuals that play. And because we are individuals that learn and play, like, learn from play, it's important to go out there and experience the world in that way, right? So be silly, guys. Play, connect, paint, connect with some sort of art or fine art or performing art. It's great. Or even sports.
かなちゃんとお友達になれたら幸せで死んじゃう。
She's adorable. She was a little teacup. Ah! She was a little teacup. Ah!
かなちゃんみたいになりたくて、たくさん頑張って。
Aqua was right there. Aqua was right there, and she only cared about Kana. Aqua being the creepiest fucking kid in that episode. Ah.
かなちゃんに近づくためにそれを目標に
あら、あかねち
She
ゃん
was a
マ
Kana
マ。
simp.
エミリちゃんママ。エミリちゃんが出てた CM 見ましたよ。ありがとうございます。でもちらっと出てただけですから。いえ、すぐわかりました。
本当に大好きだった。初めてかなちゃんと会ったあの日までは。
In the theater world, this is a very big thing, right? A lot of people know one another, but like, oh my god, it's Kraithkun. Oh, Kraithkun did wonderful in Cabaret. Everyone knows who Kraithkun is. Oh my god, Kraithkun is auditioning and he's there and he's sitting in the corner. Nobody look at him. Nobody look at him. And like, you know, like there's so many people that like straight up, like, you know, they're like, oh, well, I was in a commercial for 10 seconds. You know, I was in the State Farm commercial. There's so many people out there that try and use like their credentials to talk about certain things, even as adults, right? Sometimes I went to some of these auditions. This will tell you how little fucks I gave, right? Like everyone's freaking out about like, let's say Kraithkun, right? I come in, I don't know who people are. But I'm like, hey, yo, what's up, brother? Can I take the seat right next to you? Right? We just start chatting away, right? Because apparently... looky. So apparently, it's like an unspoken rule that you're not supposed to do certain things like that. You're supposed to give people space. I'm just like, hey, like, let's shoot the shit. Like, I'm gonna sit next to you. Sure, I have to go perform my lines in a bit, but I don't care. I'd rather, like, get to know people and whatnot. I'll blow my brains. Oh, no, Cookie Joe. Oh, no. We got to go for a drink if you guys ever meet me IRL. But that's the number one thing is, like, being comfortable enough to go out there and meet and interact with people despite the... expectations or the pedestal that people place others in. I remember this one particular actor, incredible dude, incredible individual. All they said was very straight up like, hey, a lot of people don't talk to me because there seems to be like this weird thing that like, oh, I'm just going to come in here and it's already like something being given to me, right? Oh, QWERTY. No, the honor's all mine, guys. I think you guys are absolutely fucking great. You guys are absolutely phenomenal. Y'all seeing Sigma unironically and run real fast. So in comes in my next question. I'm going to throw this out to you guys. This is a question for YouTube. And this does relate to this because it's a big portion of developmental psychology, right? Developmental aspects we're going to touch on. How good are you at talking to random people? How good are you at making friends with randos? How good are you at connecting with others? I shared this story on Discord, but I'll share it again here. Had a couple in the adult section at Walmart. I'm not going to go into details, but let's just say that I was holding lube. That's all I will say, right? Couple looking to buy certain things that would help them, right? My regard, because they're looking at it and they're like, oh, dude, this is so expensive. We can only afford one thing, blah, 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 blah. Instantly, I'm like, hey, you know it's significantly cheaper if you look up the like medicinal name on Amazon. You're able to get some of these things for like $5 or $6 actually, compared to the $40 price that you're getting for one. You can get around like 8 or 9, and then like everyone around was just like, you're like, like you have to be comfortable talking about certain things, right? You have to be comfortable talking about anything, anywhere, anytime. For me, a lot of the shame and stigma around sex subsided because of sexology, because of talking about, you know, different elements and stuff like that, not being ashamed about talking about what sexual health is, right? Exactly. But even in the theater world, because guess what? In the theater world, one of the most common things you see in plays that revolves around a lot of things are relationships and sex. Not the full act of it, but just the themes surrounding sex. So you have to be comfortable talking about these things, right? Anyway, I always feel like I'm not looking that interested.
今では
Josh, thanks so much for the sub. I appreciate it. Oh yeah. Also, Yubilo Soft, thanks so much for the follow.
あの帽子は
Oh,
ありがとうございます。
かなちゃん緊張してるの？
私は
安心して。かなちゃんを選ぶことはもう決まってるから。
hey yo.
これ形だけのオーディションだから、かなちゃんはリラックスして。
私がどうかしたの？
俺
Yep. 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 Shit like this happens, boys. Shit like this happens, brothers. Yep. They're so cute, though.
かなちゃん。
かなちゃん、本
やっべ。
Oh.
物。私、かなちゃんのファンで。
Oh.
みたいね。あの人変なこと言うんだよ。このオーディション、かなちゃんを選ぶことはもう決まってるって。何かの間違いだよね。かなちゃんはそんなズルしないよね。
Oh.
知ってたら何なの？知らないなら教えてあげる。
The world is
こ
filled
ういう
with
の
corruption.
歴レースっていうの。
Yeah.
一応オーディションしたって体裁で箔をつけるけど、本当は最初から私を選ぶことは決まってるのよ。
Dude, it fucking sucks. It sucks when shit like this happens. I remember going to a fucking audition and getting like, you know, because sometimes you get reports back, and especially when it's a competition-based thing. I got like 9.5s and 10s, which is really fucking good, right? However, the guy that gave it to, their parents contribute significantly to this board. He got 6 and 7s. And I remember being fucking livid because it was one of those things where you're just like, I see. That's all you can say is like, well, I'm going to go get some food and we'll try again some other time, right? Sounds like politics. And that's the thing is everything is political. Everything is political. And a good psychologist understands this. A good psychologist understands the politics that takes place in your everyday life and how it affects your choices, the good and the bad, right? It's not saying, oh, I politically lean this way. No. It's understanding that politics, right? The political nature that the world is, right? How people position themselves, right, will affect you and your decisions and, you know, how certain decisions are made and how that affects you and why. And I think that's a big impact of like looking at scenarios like this. I would be pissed if Akane was your child and you find out about this. How would you guys react, right? How would you guys react if Akane was your child and she told you, hey, the role's already decided and you, yeah.
かなちゃんはそんなズルしないよね。してたら何なの？知らないなら教えてあげる。こういうの歴レースっていうの。一応オーディションしたって体裁で箔をつけるけど、本当は最初から私を選ぶことは決まってるのよ。
Damn.
かなちゃんはそれでいいの？いいに決まってるでしょ。仕事もらえるんだから。オーディションっていい演技をした人を選ぶものでしょ。演技を見る前から。わかんない子ね。こんな早くそこそこ演技できてれば誰でもいいの。だったら知名度ある私を使うのは普通のこと。要はお金になるかどうかだけ。いい演技する子役より有名な子役を使う方が視聴率が取れる。だったらそっちの方がいいでしょ。演技なんてどうでもいいの。違うよ。違うでしょ。かなちゃん、本当はそんなこと思ってないでしょ。
That's really big for a child to be processing all of this. And for a child to be going through this. Womp womp. Buttery fiend. What a fucking fiend, brother. So, I'm going to ask this, and it's going to be a very real question. Even destructive forms of self-care are self-care. Even sometimes, we sometimes cover ourselves in our destructive thought patterns because it's safer than trying to change. Or at least we make ourselves believe that it's safer than trying to go ahead and start the process of healing or change. I'll throw that out to you guys. How many of you have that? How many of you reinforce your destructive patterns of, not destructive patterns of change, but your negative self-care? Your negative version of self, your self where you're like, hey, you know what? I know it's a toxic belief pattern, but I'm going to have to hold on to it because it's safer for me to believe this at this point in time than it is for me to try and change everything. And who knows what will happen if I try and change everything. A lot of people, there's no right answer to this, by the way. A therapist, a psychologist, people will always say, hey, you know what? Try and go for change, but maybe it's not the right time for you, right? Maybe it's not the right time for you. Sometimes we hold on to these cognitive distortions and these patterns that I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not whatever. Not because, or maybe you do believe it, but maybe it's also because the world has proven this cognitive distortion or has shown this cognitive distortion to you time and time again, that it's easier for you to keep believing this cognitive distortion than to try and change it, because that means years of work of looking inside of you and changing that belief pattern. So when I'm looking at Akane and when I'm looking at Kana right now, I'm looking at this internal struggle. It's making me wonder, how much of an impact did Aqua have on Kana specifically? I've seen this so many times as a coach. Oh, 100%, Josh. Like how many? Like how much of an impact did Aqua have on Kana for her to be this way? And there's no right answer. There's not. Like, as a coach, as a psychologist, as a therapist, like anybody in the mental health field, we will always promote the aspect of change, of healing and whatnot. However, it's up to you to start that process of change, because sometimes you find comfort in what you already know, and it's easier for you to be able to deal with things at your own pace than it would be for us to be like, you got to change now, right? Things take time and change takes time. And that's a big thing to touch on with that. Let me see if I can get this up. Hold on. How old are they at this time period, ladies and gentlemen? How old is Kana and Akane, ladies and gentlemen? Am I good or bad? How can I be good? Industry versus inferiority, initiative and guilt. Children need to begin asserting control and power over their environment. Success leads to a point, a sense of purpose. Children who try to exert too much power experience disapproval, resulting in a feeling of guilt. Children need to cope with new social and academic demands. Success leads to a feeling of competence, while failure results in feelings of inferiority. Interesting how when we're looking at a scenario like this, it's starting to come up that, like, does Kana feel sufficient after meeting with Aqua? Does Kana feel she is sufficient as an actor, as an individual, as a being since her experience with Aqua? I don't think so. I don't think so. I would highlight that she is probably somewhere in between this, feeling guilt, feeling inferior, feeling role confusion, right? Because identity and role confusion, boom, intimacy versus isolation, and that's sort of where we're at. She has failed, if we're looking at this, she, like, ever since meeting with Aqua, there's been, like, certain elements where you can touch on and be like, you know what? She didn't meet all the qualifications of that milestone. Oof. Oof. Y recontra uf.
演技がどうでもいいなんて。だってカナちゃんは分かったようなことを。何よその帽子。
Damn.
バカみたい。私はあんたみたいなのが一番嫌い。
Fuck.
私の真似なんかするな。
Or is she projecting? A 1,000% brothers. 1,000% brothers. God damn, bro. Aw.
どうしてそんなこと言うの？
Because that might be... No way. No fucking way. Hold on. Because that might be things that she wanted to say to herself, right? Because that might be things that she wanted... Stop. Don't fucking laugh, guys. I'm not going to look at chat. Because that might be things that she wanted to say to herself for like the longest time. And like didn't have the ability to until that moment.
どうしてそんなこと言うの？
No fucking way. Is Kana just fucking female me? What the fuck?
わからないから。たくさん勉強したよ。
Guys, we'll be right back. We'll be right back. What the fuck, bro? What the fuck? What the fuck is this, brother? They got too real too fucking quickly. Yeah, I mean, something has to happen for you to be interested in understanding others, right? Wow. Wow, a kid reading the like now you know how we feel. How many of you guys were like, maybe you saw this? Hold on. How many of you guys saw this and immediately thought, hey, you know what? Ed's gonna fucking love this because you're right. You're right. This is fucking great. It's just the psychology book. So she started off with the principles. She started off with the principles of like literally all of us of understanding, you know, psychology, which is great.
わからないから。
Yeah, I did.
たくさん勉強したよ。
It's so fucking good. And she's rereading it. Fuck. God, me in fucking college, brother. Me and my fucking like this is what made me get my bachelor's in a fucking year, brother. I literally had like 8 or 9 classes a fucking semester, and I was just filled to the brim. What? Oh shit, the pose. She's reading so much. Like my fucking room was just filled with psychology, which is books, which is wonderful, right? And you are a psycho. Isn't she still in high school? I know she's a fucking high schooler. That's wild, brother. But that's how you understand different aspects of things, right? Like for example, I don't like Freud, but I understand Freud, right? You have to understand the basis. Yeah, 8 or 9 classes, actually working a full-time job and doing theater. So that would mean, and I'll give you a brief breakdown of my days. Wake up from 6, right? Go to work till roughly 4 or 5 p.m. Had a couple online classes. Luckily, it was just discussion boards and stuff that I could finish up anytime. And then I had 2 4-hour-long classes, which was like the basis of psychology and counseling. So that was all work. Would try and finish up like in between my classes. There was like a 2-hour break period where I would do theater before I would go back and start doing a lot of the online classes. And then homework, which would go ahead and take me all the way until 2, 3 in the morning for me to just start it all over again. Yeah, but they were like structured like every other day, so it helped a little bit. How do you manage? Damn. I'll be very upfront with you guys. Work right now. A lot of people always ask, good, what the fuck do you do? Why can't you stream more? I wish I could. I really, really do wish I could. But last night I stayed up till 3 in the morning doing timesheets for 121 people because I need to go ahead and approve everything for all of my other psychologists, therapists, case managers, peer supports, everyone that I supervise and that I lead. Yeah. Plus, aside from streaming and work, I also do coaching and a bunch of other shit. So it's quite a number of things that like fill up my days, right? Yeah. So it takes quite a bit. And is it the healthiest? Probably not. And I'm the first to admit it. But do I try and break things up to appropriately be able to chunkate for that? Yeah. So I kind of wonder, for Akane, your days have 30 hours, essentially comfy bite. For Akane, how is she able to go ahead and do that? 2 days a week consistently is much better than what many do. Oh, thank you, mate. Thank you. I appreciate it. Bro has 25-hour days. It's rough. It's rough, discarded. For Akane, going through all of this in high school, picking this up, this might bring up her emotional intelligence, absolutely. But at the same time, it might make her more vulnerable. In comes in one of the main aspects why I was kind of highlighting this, and then people tried being like, oh no, Akane can never be used by Aqua. She's too smart for that. The power imbalance is not there. There's a thing that a lot of people do, and you often see it, which is intellectualization. A lot of people love to hide behind the knowledge that they gain as a source of power. And don't get me wrong, knowledge is power, but at the same time, environment, ecology, organizational, we're also talking about, aside from knowledge and education, we're also talking about relationship narratively. We're also going to go into the psychodynamical powers. There's 101 different forms of power in power dynamics. Nobody is immune to psychology. When we look at a cycle like this is the main thing to consider. Has Aqua ever played any mind games with Akane? Yes or no? This is the wheel of power and control. We use this for any of our abuse. Has Aqua ever humiliated someone in front of her or to her in some way, shape, or form? Has Aqua ever made someone feel insecure about it? Has Aqua ever told lies or private information about others? Or something. Has Aqua ever, so on and so forth. You can start going. If you fill up one, or if you even mark one of the things, it's a potential to start looking into and start talking about the instances of abuse, right? If this is towards a person, all of a sudden we start looking at something like this and we're like, okay, where does the power start going in this situation? Where is the power in all of this, right? Why does this go through it? By the way, if you're looking at this and you identify something in yourself, seek a mental health professional in your area and bring this up. No. Not Akane doing this. Did someone do this to Akane, Seashell? Has someone ever done this to you? Or, for example, if you're like, hey, you know what? I'm doing this to other people. I'm like being very controlling about what they're doing. You have to understand that is a power and control issue that's happening in there. Oh, I was talking to chat. Oh, okay. He linked her personal crisis to the... Exactly. So using technology, sending unwanted texts, social media, breaking into someone's social media networking profile, whatever, perusing someone to take, there's a lot of different instances in here. And that's the main regard. Like, look at this. Think about it, even reflected upon yourself when we're talking about these characters. That is how, when we look at a power dynamical scale, we start understanding it. In comes in the next aspect. Does Akane put Aqua on a pedestal? And we're touching on this because of this. Because I had a lot of people saying no, but I'll tell you what, does she put any other guy or any other person on a pedestal? I haven't seen her do that to any other person. Aside from Kana, which we're clearly seeing now. But any other guys? I haven't seen that. So it's only Aqua and Kana at the moment. Those are clear pedestals. Flip it around. Does Aqua have Akane in a pedestal? I don't think so. I think he cares about people, but I don't think he has her on a pedestal. Nowhere near. He has Ai on a pedestal, but he doesn't have Akane on a pedestal. So that's the main instance, and this is why I want to talk about certain things like that. You look at the way that they treat others, and is it normalized or not? And if it's not, why not? Anyway, good shit. Interesting stuff.
かなちゃんがどうしてあんなこと言ったかちょっとだけわかるよ。怖かったんだよね。ちょっとずつ減っていく仕事、歌とかの方がお金になって大人がそれを褒めてくれるから自分を見てほしかったんだよね。必要とされたかったんだよね。
星は一人じゃ輝けない。私は星を照らす存在になれたらって思うんです。
周りと歩幅を合わせて、息を合わせて、周りが求める仕事をちゃんとこなして、みんなと一緒に生きていこうと思ったんだよね。
Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Just that fucking cut, brother. Oh shit. She's like, I see through you, bro. I see fucking through you. That cut was intense. What the fuck? What the fuck, brother? That was a full, hold on, hard cut. Now keys. That was a full on hard horror cut. That's a beautiful fucking way of doing it. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'll be honest, right? Sometimes it does feel like you're running, and sometimes the content creation sphere, even as you could consider streamer, actor, whatever, right? It feels like sometimes you're at the hands of the algorithm. Unfortunately, right? For a lot of creators, this is what you start getting, which is why you start feeling like individuals running and changing their content every so often, and people being like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna do." Anime reactions, only anime reactions, and then be like, oh, I'm only going to talk about therapy stuff, or I'm only going to do video game stuff. I'm going to stop doing things altogether because you start burning out. Burning out in this sphere is very real. Burnout is fucking huge, guys. As a content creator, you often see that all around, right? And a lot of that portion is, what are you running towards? Are you running to feel approval from others? Are you running to try and meet others' expectations, or maybe your own expectations? Someone asked me, and I share this because for me it's resonating with me. Someone asked me, Ed, how are you not burnt out from anime? And I'll be very upfront with you guys. It's because I love what I do, and I hope it shows. Like, I love reacting to anime. I love analyzing anime to this level. And sometimes, like, I don't need, like, don't get me wrong, the algorithm can bless us one day, and that would be absolutely fucking great. That would be absolutely fucking great. Do not get me wrong. But I'm not doing this for the fucking algorithm. I'm doing this for the people that might need it, for the people that might be going through something similar in some way, shape, or form, or be go down on the dumps, or be going through something, and maybe they come through and they listen to a show or one of the recordings or the Vods or whatnot. They're like, wait a minute, like, that actually kind of resonates with me a little bit as to what I've gone through. Maybe they start looking into themselves and they start seeking out help. Wonderful. Job well done. Mission accomplished. That's all that it's about, man. It's about the psychoeducational aspect for me. Love can heal burnouts. 100%. One thing that I really want to do is I really want to do a con. I really want to do a lot of cons someday and just do a fucking breakdown and analyzing anime in front of a bunch of people. That would be fucking great. You know what? Fuck it. We'll do that in a bit. After this episode, I'm going to need your guys' help on Twitter. I'm going to need your guys' help on Twitter. We're going to tag a con somewhere. And we're gonna fucking do it, brother. We're gonna do. I'm gonna be a fucking special guest at their con, and they don't even know it yet. Let's go. Right.
私が大好きだったかなちゃんはもっと身勝手で圧倒的な役者だったよ。星を照らす存在なんかじゃない。自分自身が眩しく輝く太陽みたいな演技してたよ。今のかなちゃんは嫌い。大嫌い。周りの大人に潰されちゃったんだよね。みんなと合わせる。
I like the old you better. Oh.
かなちゃんがするべき演技はもっと身勝手でかっこよくてすごい 周りを全員食べちゃうような演技でしょ。
Oh fuck.
周りに合わせてちゃダメ。周りに合わさせるくらいじゃないと。見ててね。私もちょっとだけできるようになったんだよ。
Careful, Akane. That would be appropriate in any other setting, in a film setting, but in a play, in a stage, you have to understand everyone's dynamics. Otherwise, you'll get like if you're being scored or whatnot, you're gonna rank extremely fucking low, and people are gonna say, "Yeah, the play was good, but I didn't know that the play was about seashell." You know, like no, I'm using seashells as an example. I absolutely adore them, but I'm just, hey, yo, Shelly, yes, it is. So like that's the main regard is like you gotta walk a fine line, and as much as we want Akane to succeed, we need to understand that as well. Thank you for noticing. 100%. Pop off, my queen.
周りを食べちゃうような演技。私は私が一番目立つように戦う。だから一緒にぶつかってきてよ。
She's shining. Even Mem is there. What the fuck? Ruby. 綺麗。
これだけの役者がいる中で全員が平等な演出の場面なのに間違いなく今この子が主役だ。楽しい演技してくれるじゃない。まあよくも生き生きと。
Hey, yo, she flying. Helicopter, helicopter. Hold on. Bro, what? It's fucking Beyblade. Fuck you. Fucking let it rip. That's so good, bro. I mean, fuck. Alright, I'm gonna back it up. That's so fucking glorious, bro. That's the only thing I could think of. The moment she went up and she started twirling, I'm like, that's so good.
楽しい演技してくれるじゃない。まあよくも生き生きと。
That's so fucking great, man. Fucking peak. Oh, damn it. Oh, peak is peak, brother. Oh. Oh. She's just having fun. It's her inner fucking child, brothers. It's her inner fucking child. Ah. It's inner, you know, I guess that's what you need to do, man, to transform into your inner child. You just got to spin a little bit. But that's sort of what it is. It's like, come have fun, enjoy it. Like, that's such an amazing fucking invitation. Fucking immaculate, brother. Immaculate.
勝負したいのね。それとも一緒に踊りたいの？それはとても楽しそうな提案だわ。私もあんたと白黒つけ。
Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. It's a big aspect of self you need to take in. Watch. I was about to say she'll start retreating now. That's a all the characters need therapy. Don't get me fucking wrong. Even Akane needs fucking therapy. Don't get me wrong, right? But in a scenario like this, we need to understand. Yeah, 100 to 0 real quick. It's a lot of cognitive distortions. And in moments like that, if she were to step up and overpower others, like if she were to step up and like let's say that she were to let loose, what would that cost this production? I want you guys to think about it. Are you in need of therapy? Everyone has to go through supervision, right? I'm technically I'm okay. I'm really, really okay. Whenever I'm not okay, I usually go seek out a therapist or a psychologist as well, you know. But in a scenario like this is whenever, and that's what I'm saying. It's okay to not be okay, guys. It's okay to not be okay, right? In a scenario like this, doing the safe thing, and you guys might be like, this was bad, she should have gone all the way, might actually have been the best move. As Ed the director, you know, Papi Ed looking in, I see this as probably the right move. As actor Ed, I would have been like, let's fucking go, right? But that's two very different things. Like, as a director looking in, you have to highlight the leads. I can't take the spot. Like, the supporting actor can't take the spotlight from the lead. If you do, that turns into a major production-wide issue that, like, you weren't in sync with the rest of the crew. As an actor, it fucking sucks because sometimes it's like you're limiting yourself, right? So it's one or the other. Ed Addy, ooh, Alexei. Oh, this breaks me though.
なんで急に
やっぱり有馬はいい受けをする。
Oh no!
前に出た黒川に対し、有馬が一歩引くことで黒川の存在感が増す。黒川のように存在感を消し、舞台装置を消する。作品的に正解。
I am so glad that it's exploring literally what I just said in like the right perspective, right? And I'm like, this is what makes me happy. Pre-watch? No, it's literally you. You have to think about it this way as a director, right? If you're the director of this thing, what would you call out and why, right? Like, that's a major aspect of the thing. As an actor, I mean, she's doing what every director would want someone to do, right? It's kind of self-sacrificing in a sense.
ディレクション側からしたらこれほど使いやすい。
That is fucking wild. That is fucking wild, brother. Worded a little differently, but sometimes it's damn near the same, brother. That is fucking wild. From a director's behind, you couldn't act for a more serviceable actor. Understanding it. That is so fucking good, man.
役者もいない。
100%.
そう、これが正しいの。黒川茜がいい演技をするなら、こっちはそれを立てる演技をしてあげるべき。いい作品になるのがみんなの幸せ。自我はいらない。これが私のやり方。ほら、照らしてあげるから。
Yeah, you'll let the
もっ
spotlight
と
shine.
輝きな。
違うよ。そうじゃない。
What do you mean, could I please explain? Why would someone do this? You have to think about it through a director's perspective, my friend. Why, like, what specifically, Zedric? Zictor, wow. I think Z and automatically, the main characters need to be the ones to shine. Yeah, I know, I thought Z and I'm like, Zedric. What was the opposite? What was your question, your main question? You're still a fangirl? That's how you know you live rent-free in my mind, Zedric. Rent fucking free, brother. You ain't paying fucking rent in there. But Zector, what was the main question, brother? Because production demands so. Yeah. Why would an actor want to shine more than their character is supposed to? Because sometimes you have to think about it through the aspects of what can you bring to the character, right? How much of you can you bring to the character? And through that, comes in the main thing is, if you make your character shine through, right, you might be making the stage production great, so on and so forth. However, sometimes overshining, you don't have to do a lot to overshine other people, unfortunately, at times. But you have to understand the balance that comes through with it. It's a hard balance to walk. It's a hard balance to walk. In competition, to be the best in a theater environment is always there. In a film environment is always there. Like, you will see people literally competing and doing reshoots over and over. How would someone overshine? Have you ever seen a play or a scene where the supporting actor took the main thing, like was literally the spotlight of the play? It can get to a point where the audience is bored of the entire plot and is only waiting for the supporting character. The only fun point is whenever the supporting character comes through. Wow! Yeah! Let's go! And it's like, I like theater, but I haven't seen a lot of it. I've seen a lot of it, especially if you go to like any community or high school productions. You can often see when like the main characters aren't that great, but the supporting characters are, where like the play gets boring and the play gets long and you're not really interested in what's happening. You're interested in that one character who keeps coming in and taking that spotlight. I've seen that in anime with supporting characters being better than the main character. Yeah, the play becomes meh at that point because it's not that interesting. So that's the main regard. And this is why you get a lot of competition in movies and certain things like that, where we need to find that balance. And this is why in film, you get a lot of people cutting those that shine out. Like in film, you often, like, it's a lot rarer to see it in films, but you will still see it where like people will literally cut or edit around a person if they're too shiny, right? If they're too impressive, if they're too whatever, they'll be edited way down. So what happened to I in the first episode? Exactly.
どうしてそんな演技するの？私はかなちゃんと真正面からやりたかっただけなのに、そんな演技させるつもりじゃなかったのに。
But, well, Akane is as shiny is really an issue. Yes. Because Sisho, you have to think past just Akane. You have to think about the others in the cast as well, right? So, for example, the other supporting roles and the other main roles in it, right? Or the other lead supporting roles and the other main roles. If you're just a supporting role, not even a lead supporting role, and you're already outshining a lead supporting role, and you're outshining maybe even the main roles, there's an issue. Right? And all of a sudden, like, that's where people can start questioning stuff. And that's one of the main regards. It's like, you know, and through an actor's perspective, like, yeah, we have to like take that into consideration. Like Melt, for example. Melt has done wonderful in the time that he has the ability to shine in, right? Like what happened with IMB Kamachi. Right. It's interesting. Good question, so, because this is what leads to this discussion periods and stuff. But no, through a writing perspective, it's genius that they wrote it this way, because this is a lot of the struggles that really goes into acting. And honestly, Victor, one thing that I would throw out there for anyone, try improv. Literally, I think you will see this often a lot, which is improv is a collaborative aspect of telling a story, right? Usually with others, you have to think on the top of your head and make scenes flow, right? However, oftentimes what you might get are individuals that will literally go into the classic, well, your mom, well, your dad, oh, you mean my penis? Like, they make the overly stupid, like the low-hanging fruit jokes over and over and over jokes in order to hit the Joe Mama suck on these nuts, like, you know, like the stereotypical jokes in order to get the laugh. And it's like, okay, but we're trying to build a scene together that has nothing to do with what you're saying. Your mom, goddamn, obliterated. I've seen Commedia dell'arte, which is semi-improv. It was amazing. Good Commedia dell'arte. But check out, like I'm not sure if you're seeing it like at a college or university. Check out like if it's like amateur level productions, and that's where you'll see a lot of this stuff shine. Good improv is good improv is great. Good improv is really, really entertainment. Anyway, let's continue. Always accept the absolutely, yep. then in comes in the next aspect of things that like you never want to outshine someone in the first act. And this might be a big portion that people might not realize. This might still be act 2 of 5 acts. You don't want to like if you're gonna outshine, if you're really gonna let loose, you're gonna have to wait till act 5. Straight up. Like through it, like as a director's perspective, I would literally be like, all right, we hit him strong. You know, you levelize. You gotta hit strong for the ending of Act 2 before we go into Act 3. Act 3, we reiterate. We keep going from there. We go into the climax scene, and Act 5, like you know, if you need to go out, do what you need to do. It's not even the climax or the falling action scene exactly, right? So that's sort of why you'll see a lot of actors like start pulling their punches before they go through. Don't take the fire. Yeah, don't overshine unless it's your last scene. Exactly, Seashell. Exactly. So that's something worth taking into consideration as well. Oh.
私が間違ってたのかな。これじゃ私がただ出しゃばっただけじゃない。自分勝手でわがままで。ごめん。
それでいい。有馬のやつ腹立つ演技してんな。講義用に自分が作品の質高めてるみたいな顔して。
He read her like a fucking book.
あいつは自分を分かってない。有馬は私を見ろって顔してる時が一番輝いてるのに。
Yup. Yup.
有馬に勝ちたいって言うならこのままでいいけどな。
そういうのじゃないのわかるでしょ。私が勝ちたいのはそういうかなちゃんじゃない。本気のかなちゃんに勝ちたいの。
Oh, oh,
そうか。
oh, I want to curb stomp her in 4K. Holy fuck. Duh. Jesus. Gotta get an Akane pout every episode. I know Akane's pouts are fucking amazing though.
たら前に引きずり出すぞ。
Jeez.
俺たちで。
Let's go. Let's fucking beautiful, man. Betzel Gusama, thanks so much for the sub. Or the follow, my bad. Wait, why so? Victor. Not all you to deny. I know. Dude, I'm so fucking. Let's go. Sing it away, guys. This ending just fucking hits. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. They knock it out of the park, man. This fucking like I never thought that we would see a theater and like theater play in an anime. Right? Fucking great. This ending sounds like SoCal Brand with girls' vocals in the first half. It's grunge, dude. This ending is just fucking grunge. It's so good. Like, for me, it's one of those endings where it's like you hear it and you just start hyping the fuck up out of it, right? Wait, is the ending in the Weezer? Yeah. So, my main aspect and things that I'll go ahead and showcase through this is how much do you guys think that every single one of these characters are going to elevate it, because we're barely in Act 2, right? I'm hyped up for what's going to come because we haven't even seen Aqua's main scene yet. That means that we're about to hit the climax probably in the coming episode for the play. Color me fucking hyped, man. Color me fucking hyped. Because right now they're already teasing that Kana's gonna be fucking letting this juice out. Kana's gonna be letting her fucking stars out, though. Oh boy. Oh boy. So it's like there's gonna be a lot more can't overshine if they're all peak. Right. Which I'm assuming, and this is my main thing, is I'm assuming that when the climax comes, the peak comes, right? You're gonna have all these people really letting everything loose, which is gonna make the audience at the end just give a standing ovation. That's what I'm assuming. The next 2 episodes are probably going to be all but fucking peak, right? Beautiful stuff, ladies and gentlemen. My God. My God. This is what I want to see in anime, man. This is how I want to see anime approach fucking theater. Like, even doing, like, old style plays and shit like this, dude, it just grabs your attention and it pulls you in. And sometimes we have to take things apart. Maybe we do touch a little bit on the psychology of things, but we have to understand the psychology of theater, right? Which is what's the beautiful aspect of things. The staging, whatnot. I'll be honest, a little bit too TMI. Whenever I had to do any play that I had a mic on, I was always scared, bro. Even if I had 20 minutes, and like, let's say I was having a really bad stomach day and I had to run to the restroom, brother, I was always scared that I had a hot mic. I'm not gonna lie to you. So even talking with the mic on, right? And you have to trust your techies to be able to do the right commissar, yo, well, thanks so much for the follow. You have to trust your techies to go ahead and love your techies, by the way. Respect your techies. They do all the fucking wonderful work, all the hands-on work. Respect them. But you have to trust your techies that your mic isn't gonna be on, right? So when it comes to a situation like that, like, I was always afraid of talking, especially because there might be a hot mic, or, going to the restroom in general with the hot mic. So yeah, weirdly, I'm more nervous speaking over Discord with the mic than in person. Oh, why so, Seashell? Now I'm kind of curious. Akane plus Kana plus Aqua plus Himikawa, 4 stars on stage. Can't overshine anyone. Can't overshine anyone. No, but it's going to be fucking great. Because my main regard with all of this is, what does this do but put them on a map, right? And even further, if you guys are seeing what I'm seeing, this is inspiring Ruby to get into acting. This is inspiring Ruby to get into acting. So, in comes in my question. When is Ruby going to be I? What happened that night? You gotta share. When is Ruby going to be I? Because Ruby's already taking in, she's being astounded by the acting that's happening. Ruby. Who's Ruby? Who's Ruby? I only see I. So that's something I'm taking into consideration. Opening 1 with everything that's happening. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I appreciate you all. This brings us to the end of Oshinoko. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Say if you learned something new about the theater world. I have a lot of experiences that I can talk about. Good and bad, ladies and gentlemen. Like everything in between. Because trust me, it's a lot more than what you might think, right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, end of Oshinoko. I appreciate y'all. You too, practice some self-care.